Hey guys, Peter here to tell you about the latest from Bewitcher, Deep Cuts and Shallow Graves, on November 17th on Century Media Records. This compilation has 17 tracks, 65 minutes in length, and they are an American black speed metal band. Now, as far as the design is concerned, this is a compilation record, so it doesn't really need a design in order to work. It's just songs thrown in together and allows you to experience different times of this band. Having said that, they did put them in an order that I feel like it's appropriate for what they're trying to achieve. The record starts off with 2 brand new songs by Bewitcher, then you get a cover of Motley Crue, Bastard, and then you reach the 14 remastered demos. That is the linear movement that this compilation offers, and I think it's nice to have some sort of boundaries and some sort of structure when it comes to a record like this that normally comes across very unstructured. Once you move into the sound experience, this is Bewitcher, so you're going to get everything that you would expect from one of their records. The production behind this album allows it to be balanced throughout. It doesn't matter if you're looking at the brand new songs or if you're looking at a remastered demo, they all feel like they belong together, they all sound like they belong together. And I think that's an important element of this record, not just remastering the demos, but then creating new material that kind of matches that same vibe, that same experience, so everything can blend in with one another a lot better. And the sound beyond the production is going to be exactly what you would expect. Very driven guitars, very impactful guitars, very blackened, but becoming the main protagonist of every single story, of every single track. The drums falling a little bit further back, adding some depth, grounding the tracks a little bit, but also at the same time pushing the guitars into the forefront, and then obviously the vocal performance coming from within the track, not up front, not behind, not in the middle, but from within, and allowing that force from within to be brought up to the surface and into the forefront, creating a lot of movement within the song with how the vocals come about, with how the vocals impact the track, and not getting in the way of how driven the guitars are. This is all prototypical Bewitcher DNA, and that's exactly what you're going to get in this compilation. But considering the new tracks, considering the remastered demos, I honestly feel like this is one of those records that belongs in the collection of any fan of the band. It kind of gives you a little bit of the history lesson of what this band is all about, but now you're getting it with a new sound, with a new experience, one that matches their current DNA and what they're currently releasing as far as full-length records are concerned. So it's bringing the past into the present, allowing it to be a little bit easier to approach, a little bit easier to digest, connecting the dots slightly better. Now, as far as the new tracks and cover are concerned, I want to give you a little bit of a synopsis of what to expect from those. The opening track is Manifesting Darkness, and the guitars are roaring as you would expect. The drums really complement the sound well. The vocals come from in between that sound, which is the DNA of the band across all the different parameters. And then the chorus has more of a melodic riff that infuses itself into that sound experience, allowing the chorus to be very textured but also very rich. The track stays very linear in its movement. It's always forward, doesn't necessarily go up and down, but always forward. The solo breaks through and adds even more depth to the song, a song that, once again, it's all about being dark, it's all about being fast, and it's all about how those guitars really soar from top all the way to the bottom. Then you have the second song on the record, Our Lady of Speed. I love this track. I love the title of the track. I love the sound. I love the lyrics. I love the vocal performance from the new songs, and I'm including in those new songs the cover. This is the one that stood out to me the most. This is an excellent track. It has a little bit more of a rock and roll feel to it, at least in the opening riff. Then you see the drums coming in, complementing that sound, giving some strength to the sound. The guitars become slightly heavier, but still very rock and roll, very black and rock and roll in terms of how driven they are and how much movement that they create. The overall track has great sound, has great energy. Then you start to see the drums becoming more impactful within the track, almost galloping, having a galloping sound, which matches really well the speed of the guitars, the more driven experience of the guitars, the more melodic, dark sound that the guitars have at times. And then you have the vocals coming in once again through the sound and impacting the track with darkness, with this rustic feel, with this dark ambiance, if you will. And to top it all off, you have an amazing solo that really feels like it gives life to the track and makes the track feel a little bit bigger, a little bit brighter. And like that was not enough. You also have some backing vocal choirs that come in into the song, and that offers a little bit more of a live perspective to the track. This is a song that needs to be played live. It has all the right condiments. It has the opportunities for the crowd to be a part of the track where those choirs are. I think that's where the crowd can really get into it. But the overall movement, the overall speed, how it feels, how it sounds, starting more rock and roll, gaining a little bit more momentum, gaining a little bit more meat on the bone. It's a great track. It's typical Bewitcher. It has all the right attitude. It has all the right hooks. Very memorable with a great chorus and an outstanding guitar solo. But all the elements are there for an outstanding live Bewitcher track. Last but definitely not least, Bastard, the Motley Crue cover. I think this is the only song out of the 17 that production-wise feels slightly different from the rest. I know it's a cover, so you have to deal with that as well, and I think that's going to change a little bit of the DNA of the track. But it still has a lot of the originality to it in terms of what the original track offers, but obviously it has also the band's very own DNA. Where I thought things changed a little bit here is that the vocals don't sound like they're coming from within the track, which is normal Bewitcher DNA. On this track, I felt like the vocals were actually in the forefront of the track. The sound was behind it, the vocals a little bit more in the forefront, and that was enough to change the dynamic of this song and also change how this song then pairs up with the 2 tracks that come before and with the 14 tracks that follow. So that slight change, while might go unnoticed to some, it's enough for you to see that the production behind this track was approached slightly different from everything else. And it's not only a cover from the standpoint that it is a cover, but then when you have that change in the production, you're adding another change into the mix, and you're allowing this song to really have its own uniqueness to it beyond the fact, like I said, that it is a cover. It's still an interesting track. I like what they did with the song, but I wanted the vocals to be a little bit more of what their traditional approach is as far as the mixing and production is concerned. This is it, Bewitcher with Deep Cuts and Shallow Graves. If you guys are fans of this band, you gotta pick up this record. Like I said, it's a little bit of a history lesson of the band, specifically when you look back at some of these demos, what they did with them, and then bringing them back to life with this new remastered sound. Honestly, it allows you to see the band now, but also experience their past in the exact same play. So please go pick it up. Bewitcher, Deep Cuts, and Shallow Graves, out November 17th. I'll see you all in the next video.